We're talking about the Brazilian film, I'm Still Here.
Okay, yeah.
It is a powerful drama, let me tell you,
Yeah.
based on some really intense, real events during, like, Brazil's military dictatorship.
Wow, so like what makes this film so special? What sets it apart from others?
Well, it's really fascinating, I think, how it connects on like a personal level and a national level all at the same time.
Uh-huh.
The film stars Fernanda Torres,
Okay.
and it gives us this glimpse into the life of Eunice Paiva.
Eunice Paiva.
Yeah, her husband becomes one of the, what they call the desaparecidos,
Right.
the victims of the dictatorship's forced disappearances.
Yeah, so it's much bigger than just one person's story then.
Exactly. Eunice's journey, get this, she goes from this grieving wife to a legal activist,
Oh, wow.
fighting for justice.
Yeah.
And it really mirrors Brazil's own struggle to kind of come to terms with this super dark period.
I see, so the film really dives into that darkness then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't shy away from it at all. It portrays the oppression, the censorship,
Uh-huh.
and even the film's title. Just think about this for a sec. I'm Still Here.
Yeah.
It's a statement, isn't it?
It is.
A refusal to be silenced.
By those in power.
Exactly. It gives me chills. Seriously, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You can feel that defiance in Fernanda Torres' performance as Eunice.
Yeah.
Must have been so tough to portray that strength, that quiet strength, and resilience.
Right, in the face of such tragedy.
Yeah, Torres actually talked about how she, prepared for the role.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she studied Eunice's mannerisms, and her
Yeah.
delicate femininity, but also, that toughness.
That underlying toughness.
Yeah, exactly. There's this quote, I think, where Torres says she wanted to capture how Eunice used her grace and her elegance even as a form of resistance.
Wow. It's fascinating how she brought all those layers to the character. Yeah.
Right. And speaking of layers, this is where it gets super interesting. Fernanda Torres
Okay.
is actually the daughter of Fernanda Montenegro.
Oh.
Who you might know her. She's incredible. She's the Brazilian actress nominated for an Oscar back in '98
98, yeah.
for Central Station.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And to make it even crazier, Montenegro plays the older Eunice in the film.
What? No way.
I know. This is the only time in Brazilian history, get this, where a mother and daughter have both been nominated for Oscars.
That's wild. So it really makes you think
Right.
about how this film is about so much more than just the plot itself,
Yeah,
Family, legacy, the fight for justice across generations.
exactly. And Eunice Paiva's story,
Yeah.
it's not just confined to the screen. In real life, she was like, whoa, she was a force to be reckoned with.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Before she passed away in 2018,
Oh.
she was a huge part of getting the Brazilian government to finally acknowledge the desaparecidos.
Wow.
Think about how much courage that took.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. And she didn't stop there, did she?
No, she didn't stop there. She also worked tirelessly to secure land rights for indigenous communities in Brazil.
Seriously?
Yeah, and that ended up helping protect the Amazon rainforest.
Wow.
It's incredible, right?
It is. It shows you how interconnected all these issues are.
He does.
Social justice, environmental protection, it's all connected.
It really is. And what I find really striking, though, is that she never really, sought out the spotlight. She was just purely driven by, the desire to make things right.
It's truly inspiring,
It is. But here's something I thought was interesting. Fernanda Torres has said that in times of, fear and uncertainty, like what Eunice faced, people tend to look for strong, authoritarian leaders. But what we really need, she says, is calm and civilized discourse.
Oh, wow.
It makes you think, especially with everything going on in the world today.
Yeah, it does. It's so easy to get, caught up in those movements and strongman figures. But what we really need are those thoughtful conversations and a willingness to find common ground.
I agree.
It's a message that feels incredibly relevant, especially right now.
Absolutely. And speaking of relevance, I'm Still Here has had a massive impact in Brazil.
I bet. When it was released, there was a lot of debate.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Some people criticized it, saying it was like reopening old wounds,
Oh, wow.
And there were even attempts to discourage people from seeing it.
Really?
But others argued that it was actually sparking this crucial conversation about the past and that, confronting these difficult truths, it was essential for the country to heal and move forward.
It makes you think, what do you think? Can art actually play a role in national reconciliation?
That's a great question. I think it definitely can. I mean, look at the impact this film has had.
Exactly. I'm Still Here has even been like incorporated into schools and educational settings in Brazil, which shows how much, lasting significance it has.
It's amazing. It's almost like the film is this testament, to the importance of remembering and learning from history.
It is, and it's not just about, looking back.
Right.
It also touches on themes that are still so relevant today.
Yeah.
Like the political polarization we talked about and those environmental concerns.
It's a reminder that the fight, for a better future, for justice and equality, it never really ends.
Right. It's a fight that requires us to stay, informed, engaged, and willing to speak out against injustice, just like Eunice did.
It's amazing how she managed to fight for what she believed in, even in the face of unimaginable loss and danger.
Her story is a testament to the power of one person to make a difference. It is. And I'm Still Here really does a beautiful job of sharing her story with the world.
It does.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope and resilience and the potential for change.
That's a message that resonates with me deeply.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's inspiring to see how a film like I'm Still Here can spark these conversations.
Yeah.
Challenge perspectives and encourage people to take action.
It really is a testament to the power of art to be a force for good in the world.
Absolutely. And to Eunice Paiva herself, whose courage and determination continue to inspire us all.
Absolutely. One thing that really hit me about I'm Still Here is how it weaves together the personal and political.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Those threads,
The film really does manage to be both like a deeply moving story, personal story, but also this like reflection of what was happening in Brazil.
Right, like in society as a whole.
Exactly.
That's great storytelling.
It is.
Don't you think? To be able to like connect on all those levels.
Yeah, totally. And it's not just the story itself. It's like Fernanda Torres' performance as Eunice is just, it's amazing.
It really is. It's nuanced.
It is.
Powerful. It's almost like a masterclass in understated acting.
It is, yeah.
She can just convey so much with like just a look, a gesture, or even a subtle change in her voice.
And thinking back to her mother, Fernanda Montenegro.
Yeah.
Her Oscar nomination for Central Station.
Right.
Was huge for Brazilian cinema.
It was.
And now her daughter is bringing like all this attention to this other important story.
It's almost like passing the torch, right? It speaks to that power of art, to transcend generations and connect us to something bigger.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It highlights, I think, how important it is to keep telling these stories, No matter what the politics are.
Yeah, you're right.
No matter what's happening.
It's what makes I'm Still Here so relevant today. I think it reminds us that the fight for justice and truth is never really over,
It's an ongoing thing.
It is.
It's a struggle. And like you said, it requires us to stay informed, engaged, and willing to speak out against anything we see as wrong.
Against injustice, exactly.
Yeah.
And Eunice Paiva, she's such a powerful example of that. Like, she dedicated her life to that.
She did.
To fighting for what she believed in, even when it was dangerous.
It's inspiring.
It is.
To say the least, do you think the film does a good job at honoring her legacy?
I think so, yeah. Because it doesn't shy away, from that darkness of the era. It really acknowledges the brutal reality of that dictatorship and those scars that it left on the nation.
Yeah, it's important to remember, like, the context.
It is.
The dictatorship wasn't just, like, some event.
Right.
It really impacted people.
It did, and that's where the film's title comes in.
Yeah.
I'm Still Here is not just defiance. It's like, a testament to those who endured so much.
And continue to seek justice.
And it reminds us that even in those really, like, terrible times, the human spirit, it endures.
It does. It really.
And it's embodied so well in Fernanda Torres' performance.
Yeah.
You can feel, like, the weight of it all.
You can, and her determination.
But also that hope. It's a performance that really stays with you.
It does.
And the film itself has really started like a much needed dialogue, I think, in Brazil about this period.
About the dictatorship and what it all means.
Yeah.
It's really incredible how art can be like that catalyst for social change.
Yeah.
It brought this chapter back into the light.
It's like the film is urging us to, remember and learn from it all.
To remember to learn.
To learn.
And to fight injustice wherever it exists.
And it's really significant.
But
it's being used in schools.
It is, it's such a powerful tool to teach younger generations about
these things. The dangers of authoritarianism and the importance of human rights.
It plants those seeds of awareness and empathy.
It does.
And maybe that's what'll lead to a more just and compassionate future.
Oh, that's a beautiful way to put it.
It's a testament to those stories.
It is.
Like Eunice Paiva's story.
Yeah.
They remind us that even when things are tough, there's always hope.
Yeah.
And resilience.
And potential.
And potential for change.
And that's a message we need, especially now.
Now more than ever.
With all the challenges we're facing. Polarization.
I'm Still Here offers like a glimmer of hope.
It does.
In the face of all that.
It reminds us that we can make a difference, that individuals can make a difference.
Yeah.
That even small acts can have a ripple effect that extend beyond ourselves.
It's so easy to feel overwhelmed by it all.
It is.
By everything happening in the world.
Yeah.
But it's powerful to remember that we all have a role to play.
We do.
In shaping a better future.
It really is inspiring to see how this film can spark conversations and challenge those perspectives and ultimately empower people to take action.
It really is a testament to everyone involved.
It is, to the filmmakers.
And the filmmakers.
Fernanda Torres, Walter Salles.
And to Eunice herself.
Oh, absolutely.
Her legacy is a powerful reminder that one person can make a difference.
Yes.
Even when facing unimaginable loss and adversity.
It really is.
Her commitment to justice,
her
unwavering belief in the power of truth, those are qualities we can all aspire to.
They are.
And it's so fitting that her story has found such a powerful voice in I'm Still Here.
It is.
It's a tribute to her and a call to action for all of us.
I love that you called it a call to action.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
The fight for justice never ends. And it requires us to be informed, engaged.
To be willing to speak truth to power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as we continue this conversation about I'm Still Here, let's remember her story.
Let's remember Eunice.
And draw inspiration from her.
Let's commit to building a more just and compassionate world.
I love that. Never lose sight of hope.
Never lose sight of hope.
Yeah, that's something I can get behind.
It's amazing, isn't it, how I'm Still Here can be so personal and yet reflect these huge societal issues.
Yeah, it's both, right? Like this intimate story, but also...
It really speaks to the film's strength.
Yeah.
That it can be, so many things at once.
And of course, Fernanda Torres, she brings Eunice Paiva to life in such a powerful way.
She really does, doesn't she? There's so much nuance there.
Yeah, it's subtle, but
a look, a gesture, it all conveys so much.
Like we were saying, almost a masterclass in how to do it.
And with her mother, Fernanda Montenegro, having been nominated for Central Station, it adds this whole other...
It's like a legacy, right?
Yeah, and it was such a big moment.
For Brazilian cinema.
Exactly. And now, her daughter...
It's like things coming full circle.
Carrying that torch, bringing this new story to the world.
It makes you think about art, doesn't it? Like how it can connect us across generations.
It does, and how vital it is that these stories get told.
Yeah.
No matter, like you said, what the political situation is.
That's what makes I'm Still Here so important right now.
Because it reminds us
Yeah.
that fight for justice, for truth, it doesn't just end.
It's constant.
It's ongoing, and we got to stay aware, informed, ready to speak up.
Like Eunice did. She dedicated her life to it, even when it was tough.
She's an inspiration, that's for sure.
Do you think the film does justice to her legacy? Does it capture...
I think it does. It doesn't shy away from how hard things were.
Yeah.
It shows the brutality of that time.
It's so important to keep that in mind.
It is, because it wasn't just some abstract thing. It really hurt people.
And that title, I'm Still Here, it's defiant, but it's also...
It's a tribute to those who lived through it, who are still fighting for acknowledgement.
It's powerful stuff, and you can feel that in Fernanda's acting, that weight, but also...
The strength, right.
Yeah, it's a performance you don't forget. And it started this whole conversation in Brazil.
About the dictatorship, what it meant, how it still echoes.
Art can really push for change, can it?
It can. It brought this hidden history back into the open.
It makes you want to remember, to learn, to fight any kind of injustice you see.
And the fact that they're using it in schools now, that's huge.
It is, showing this to younger generations.
It's like a tool, almost. to teach them.
About what happens when things go wrong.
About authoritarianism, about how important human rights are.
It's planting seeds of, I don't know, like awareness, empathy.
Hoping for a better future.
Exactly, and that's what Eunice's story shows us, even when things are bad.
There's always that potential, right?
Yeah, for change, for hope.
It's something we need to remember, especially now with all the...
Everything going on in the world, it can feel overwhelming.
It can, but I'm still here. It's like a little light.
Showing us what's possible.
That we can make a difference. Even small acts matter.
It's easy to forget that, when you see the big picture.
So easy to feel helpless, but we have a part to play. Each of us.
This film has sparked so many conversations. It's really...
And empowered people. That's the key.
To actually do something, it shows what art can achieve. It's a testament.
To the filmmakers, to Fernanda, to Walter Salles, everyone who brought this to us.
And to Eunice herself, her story shows how much one person can do.
It's incredible, facing all that she did, still fighting.
For what she believed in, that commitment to justice, it's
something we should all aspire to.
It's fitting that I'm still here, is how her story is told. It's both tribute
That's
and...
call to action. I love that you keep saying that.
Because it is, that fight's never over.
We need to stay engaged, informed.
To speak out when things are wrong.
So, as we, finish up this deep dive into I'm Still Here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Can art help us face those dark parts of history? And what can we learn from someone like Eunice?
Those are the questions we all need to think about, I think. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. It's been truly amazing.